This feature is made possible by Hospitality Mints, the perfect complement all wrapped up, and by Crawford Associates Incorporated, exclusive timeshare collections.
Reporting from the Venetian Resort Hotel Casino in world-famous Las Vegas, Mando News presents coverage of the 2008 ARDA Convention and Exposition.
You make a great point. Technology is wonderful. It's easy to get folks taken care of from conveniences, but people still have to be people, and that smiling face. And it sounds to me, that you're still dedicated to the same thing you were 15 years ago when I met you. Just absolutely people business, purely a people business. And I wonder, David, how are some of the smaller properties? How do you think that we're going to, or rather, what do you think that we need to do other than what you just told us to keep up?
Well, obviously there's always a financial impact, and as we see more and more in our world, smaller airlines are going out of business, smaller car companies, and it seems as if the larger companies are always taking over. I don't necessarily think that in our industry itself that it means that smaller companies, as in 4 or less or 5 or less resorts, are going to go out of business. I believe there will continue to be a market for many people in our industry who want to be in that type of small environment. They want to go to places where there are not thousands of people. But the difference really has to be, in my mind, and I'm not an expert on this, but what you offer to each person and how you create memories. It was a funny story. I was just here for this weekend, and I was staying at a large place, the hotel with the Mandalay Bay, and valet parked my car. And this is a very simple, and it's probably going to sound like, why is that important? But before I would pick the car up, the lady would say in a very pleasant, nice voice, "How's your day, and what are you doing today? And would you like a couple of bottles of water?" I mean, simple. Yeah. And here I am talking about it, and I can tell you that I would always go there again, and I would always valet park my car, because it's the presumably smaller gesture. But to me, it's long-lasting. So small companies, I believe, in our industry have the opportunity to be able to provide long-lasting experiences. Personalized service, to be frank with you, to me, I think, has tremendous value in our industry, not just because it offers you the feeling of feeling very important, and you should feel important, but it is long-lasting. Many of our owners that I have met over the years, they bring friends and family to your resort. And one of the biggest issues for them is that I don't ever want to be embarrassed. I always want to show my friends that I made the wise decision to buy here. So it's a reflection of their choices as well. This is a choice I made, and I don't feel that the smaller resorts and smaller companies are going to do poorly. I think what will happen is that people have much more discriminating tastes as they did before. The expectations are there. The expectations are higher, and they should be. And what will happen, I believe, is that if they go to places, and no matter what the place is, what the resort is, what the company is, and they find that service isn't being administered and given as they expect, I think that's what you will see happening. But at the same time, we have a huge responsibility as leaders. Our responsibility has to be to provide always that key ingredient of knowledge and training for our teams, and continue to have continued education. How do you provide a person who's been within your company for 5 years and they have done solid job? What do you do for them? Do you continue to say, well, it's okay, it's a mundane process, or do you say, you know what, I think David has done a great job, let me go out and make sure that he is provided with continuing education. I think that's an important aspect of it. I think that understanding why you do something has a lot more value than just doing it and not understanding why you do it. So for me, I do have a saying, and I believe that it's profound at times. It's not mine, but really adversity reveals genius, and prosperity conceals it. I really believe that you'll see in what you call the tougher times, if you call it that the cream does rise to the top. It really does. And so the future is promising, but it means that we all have to work harder. We have to do a much better job. We always have to be a step ahead. And sometimes, doing the small things add tremendous value to the experience of our owners and guests.
Well, David, I'm going to tell you what you've told us is exciting. And the reason is we don't have to buy our way into success. We can train the most important resource we have. And that does sound cliches, but sorry. That's the most important thing is the human resource and just that offer that bottle of water.
Absolutely.
And I know Welk Resorts is always going to be at the top. David, thank you.
Thank you so very much.